Okay, we're going to take a few minutes to walk through some of the features available to you through strength-based parenting. In this case, we're going to look at the strength-based parenting resiliency application as well as the website MIAT and its various applications. Starting with strength-based parenting, after logging in and signing up your child and then administering that questionnaire, you're going to see this page. This is where you see your two children. In this case, I've got a couple of children. I can see that the questionnaires are completed for these two, and I'm going to choose Parenting Journey to get started. Okay, so we've got a tour guide feature that's set up on the site. It's going to show you through highlighting all the various clickable areas and features of the website. I'm not going to use this for this tutorial, so I'm going to click skip, and I want to show you how to turn that off. So under my settings, I'm going to click that, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to disable Enable Tour Guide and then click Update. Okay, I'm going to start again. So we've got lots of text sections which are hidden. At any point you can click on Read More to read that section. This is your home page where you've got your profile and the guides. And so first thing I'm going to point out is this 5-step process. We're hoping parents will find some value in going through this. Number one, review, which talks about how to review the profile, the scores, and what to do with that information. Number two, got identify. We're going to ask you to identify a couple of areas or strengths to work on with your child. Number three, develop refers to developing a parenting strategy. We're going to revisit this concept in a few minutes. Number four, assess, where we talk about taking a close look at whether or not our parenting strategies are working, whether they're getting the outcomes we're hoping for in our children. And finally, number five, of course, to repeat. We're hoping that parents will continue coming back to the site, analyzing the results, asking good questions, refining their strategies, and building upon their existing strengths that their children have. So I'm going to go back to number one, review, and I'm going to scroll down and take a look at the results section. The results are going to score out in these 4 different scoring areas. If you hover over this, you can see a description of that score. Coming down, we've got 2 columns. The left column is your external resiliency factors. The right column is the internal resiliency factors. To learn more about all of these areas of resiliency and to learn more about strength-based parenting, I should point out this tab here at the top says Understanding Resilience. I'm going to go there for a moment. This is where we've got quite a lot of information on the model. So all of the questions and all of the resiliency areas are actually coming out of this framework. We call it the 31 Developmental Strengths Framework. It's broken into external and internal strengths areas. Below it, we've got a bunch of text. You can click Read More to understand more about resilience. Why is resiliency important? The mindset of a strength-based parent, and a little section on nurturing resilience in children. So again, that's found under this Understanding Resilience tab. Okay, let's go back over to our results. Scroll down and take a look. So we've got all the 31 developmental strengths areas represented and scored. Again, these scores are your child's perception of how they feel about their situation. So we've got a couple of functions that show up here. So if we're looking at the family support and expectation, for starters, I can click on More, and that's going to provide me with a page outlining the factor of family support. Within family support, we've got 6 specific developmental strengths. In this case, the child has scored 100% in every one of them. So you can read a little bit more about each of the strengths and family as an overall factor. I'm going to go back. Now, if I want to dig in and I want to do some of the work, we've got what we call parent guides. So we have 31 parent guides providing detailed information on how to build up this strength area in your child. And you access those guides by clicking on this orange box icon right here. I've chosen positive peer influence. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to highlight some of the features here. We've got a description of the strength. Now we've got a four phases of strength-based parenting: reflect, explore, build, and empower. Reflect is a process, an internal process for you as the parent or caregiver. If you click on this drop down here with the triangle, you're going to find some questions for yourself to reflect upon. At any point in these parent guides, if you want to record some thoughts, we've got a digital journal type of feature built in here. Record your thoughts here. And then click update. So reflect is your own personal internal reflection. Explore is a number of questions that you're going to be able to ask your child to help begin processing their perception of this strength area and at what kind of work they'd like to do in that area. These are some recommended questions that you can use. Once again, you have an opportunity to record some of these questions, some of the questions that you feel like might be most valuable, or some new questions that have come up, or you could write down your own responses or your child's responses to these questions. After we ask our child some questions and we explore that area with them, we have an opportunity, of course, now to develop a parenting strategy to build the strength area. We've got a number of strategies here, encouraging you to read through them very carefully and determine which of these strategies is likely to be successful with your child. Of course, you know that child and you would have a sense as to what would probably work. Go through the strategies, choose a number of strategies that you'd like to try with your child and record them in this journal summary box here. You might choose to just simply highlight, copy, and paste that into the box or record it to remind yourself to work on later. Hit update to save that box. Finally, empower. We want to always be checking in to make sure that what we're doing, our parenting strategy, is it working? And some suggested resources. So that is one entire parent guide document. I'm going to go back to view results and guides and just remind you that that's one of 31 developmental strength parent guides that you have access to as a parent. As you do that work, you're going to see these icons changing. These changed icons reflect that I've done some of the work. I just taken a look at positive peer influence. That orange color has turned to green, which indicates that I've done some of the work available in positive peer influence. So I wrote some comments into that journey summary box in that parent guide, and so I can click on journey summary here in this bar to take a look at some of the work that I've done and recorded. So I was just looking in positive peer influence, and you can see that I wrote down under reflecting, I wrote record your thoughts here, and under the building phase I wrote practice recognizing positive kids. After some time, you're going to have quite a collection of parenting strategies and a reflection of your own journey and your child's journey in this section. So in summary, we've got understanding resilience, which is some information on resiliency and strength-based parenting. We've got view results and guides, which is this facilitated process of understanding your child's resiliency scores. We've got our journal summary, which is a collection of the work and the journaling that we've done in those boxes. Up at the top, we've got a resources section. There's a number of documents here which you can read at any time or download and print off. My Children is the home page where you access the ones that you've put in here, and of course you can add a new child at any time. And finally, you've got your settings in this top right here. So that's an overview of the strengthbasedparenting.com, sbparenting.com website. As a part of your subscription, you're also going to have access to MIAT Tree. MIAT Tree is a parenting resource website that's designed specifically to be attractive and intuitive and easy to use for families and families with young children. We've got a number of apps available here. I'm going to highlight a couple of them. We've got the Family Huddle, which is a facilitated family meeting environment, and it's designed to allow your children to feel like they've got an equal voice at the table in the family. We've got a family calendar available. We've got a parent support section, access to a parenting blog and other resources. We've got assessments, videos that you can watch. You've got an online journal and a number of other apps available to you here. So that's Me in a Tree. All of these things are bundled together and available under the same subscription.